October 26th today. It's about 1 something in the afternoon. Might be, I don't know if it's closer to the 1:30 or 2 o'clock hour, but it's in the 1 o'clock hour time spot. Anyway, I'm sitting doing my thing. This always feels so good. Yesterday I did 2 sessions standing up, and that felt really good. I did feel some itchiness coming on my torso, so there was some antihistamine that was released. So I may have to do some more standing sessions. And right now I'm doing it at a higher level instead of just 0. I don't even know what it's at. I think 1, 2, 3. I don't know. It could be either 3 or 4. But in any event, I thought I'd get on and just do a video. I don't know why. I'm just kind of inspired to. So I don't know what needs to come up and come out. But today was awesome. I woke up at 7 something, went to the restroom, came back, snuggled up in my bed, in my nest area, and put on a video to listen to, a tarot reader, and that totally got me. That was like in line with me, lit me up. That I ended up finding another video and some more videos, and then just putting them in the queue, and then I just let them play. Neville Goddard videos. Oh my goodness, that totally got me. And so I basically spent from 7 in the morning, 7:15, 7:30, 7:15. Till about 12:35 or so. So yeah, in a total manifested state, co-creative state. Not co-creative, like I was in the creative state. And I know that based on what I was listening to, the things that I've said already about my pixels are pixelating, when you speak with the authority of God, when you let your God self come through and you speak with that authority, shit takes place. Shit be happening. For reals. Oh. 12:05, 12:06, or 3:06, 3:09 now. Anyway, so that was awesome because everything I was visualizing was not me looking at it as what if, or it would be great, or da-da-da. It was looking at it as a premonition, like I was engaged in setting up for an event, having family over, doing a family gathering, shopping for that family gathering. Look at all my yellow. Look at all my creative aura. Check that shit out, right? I'm still in it. But yeah, so 5 hours of that just marinating in that energy. It was awesome. I loved it. And the thing is, the feeling of it wasn't a what if. It wasn't a I dream. It was me in it. I was in it. I was chopping up shrimp and making the shrimp ceviche, and then I was thinking, I wonder, could you, with that whole not cooking but cooking with lime or lemon juice, could you do that with scallops and what's that? Not leopards. They're from the sea. Lobsters. That's funny. Leopards. Lobsters and leopards. How would you get those two mixed up. Anyway, so lobster and crab, different kinds of crab, and the scallops, and the big old shrimps with, tomatoes, lots of cilantro, garlic, shit ton of lime lemon juice to cook it in. And then I was thinking, I wonder if grapefruit juice would, natural grapefruit would taste good with that too. But any event, that was awesome. I like that idea. Having a big bowl. I love ceviche. I love it. Oh, it's so good. So fresh and everything. I love the freshness of it. And then with some mango in there and tomatoes, those heirloom tomatoes look really good, especially big chunky pieces, and onion, red onion, the cilantro, that would be like super good. So yeah, I was thinking about that, just visualizing, not daydreaming. That's different. Daydreaming is like, it could happen, it could not happen. You're not really fully invested in it, you just kind of at least that's my thought, on it. But I was actually in it. I was living. I wasn't daydreaming. I was day living, I guess. So that's like premonition living. That's living it now. And this is cool because this is, excuse me, when I bought my first house, my only house, and so far, excuse me, confirmation, be buying more houses. My house in Ketchikan, the day that I went to go visit it, and it took a lot of pressure for me to go visit it, and finally I went to go visit it, and before I even stepped in, I just poked my head in through the doorway, and I hadn't fully stepped in. I was leaning in, entering the house. I got this rush all over my body that flushed me. I remember it distinctly, and the only thing that could come to me at that time was, this is what it feels like when you say yes to the dress, right? And you get emotional and whatnot, and you get that rush, and it just kind of takes up. I mean, it's not anything that you can go, was that real? I mean, like, it's fucking profound. It's almost like having somebody dump water on you or dump something on you that physically touches and ignites and everything. So I had that feeling the first time I went to go visit the house I bought in Ketchikan. And I loved that house. And then, of course, after that, then I would visit the house without I didn't want the current owners to feel creeped out by me. So I would always sit up a couple across the street, a couple houses up, and then just put my intent on the house and everything. And I could visualize being on the front porch with my children, Bailey and Molly at the time. And then I also visualized that we had a dog too. But at the time that I was visualizing it, we didn't have a dog. We were still living in apartments and whatnot. I was dating a friend at that time. He was my boyfriend at that time, but he's just a friend now, so that's all good. And anyway, so I would visualize us standing on the deck of the house, looking out over on the yard, because it had a pretty good, nice yard for being located in the city limits and everything. And it had lots of trees around that if you weren't paying attention, you didn't know where the house was. You could easily drive by my house and not see it. There were no curtains on the windows, and there were big windows in the front, and I loved it because it just let all the natural light in. I love natural light. And but you still couldn't be seen from the street. I don't know, maybe you could at nighttime, but not that I cared. And I would go out dressed or undressed or whatever. It's my house, walk around naked, whatever. I didn't care. And I always just figured, if somebody's going to be looking at me, then that's on them. I give a shit. And anyway, so I had that kind of feeling today when I was laying in bed, totally marinating in that frequency, listening to Neville Goddard and the frequency that he was speaking in. So I was nestled in my little nest bed, in that frequency with Neville Goddard's words, being spoken. It wasn't him speaking, it was somebody else speaking his words, but they captured the frequency of his message was captured in the words. So even though it was somebody else, or it could have just even been, a computer read. I don't know. I don't care. All I know is that the frequency matched. It was the perfect frequency. It was, I'm sure, Neville Goddard's intended frequency, and so that's what I received, and that's what I was marinating in, and it was just radiating all over me, everything, all out my back, all out my front, out my head. I really felt like a fucking antenna, an antenna for good. It was awesome. It was almost like getting high, but I wasn't. I was just chilling and paying attention and having a conversation in my head. I was having multiple conversations in my head. One, I was having the conversation, with Neville Goddard, and listening to his words and accepting them, or finding deeper meaning in them and stuff. That's one of the conversations that I have. And then the other conversation I had, I was preparing for a party, preparing for a gathering, visualizing us going to like Costco to, shop as a group to prepare for all this family that was going to come over to the house and everything. So that was awesome. And then of course, I remembered, oh yeah, that's right. I wanted one of those sandwich salad bar things, on caster wheels. And so you could have, your salad, bar put out. Oh, I love that idea too. So yeah, I'm pretty excited. Everything I saw today, everything, that was, dancing across my thoughts and everything, and not just dancing across, but also leading me down, which means leading me towards this day, this event, this happening, this now moment, which is making it now for me, because I was in it now, today, and soon I'll be in it now again, and then I'll be going deja vu. And it made me think about when and so then to tie in the connection of my first house and everything and how all that happened for me. So then after I visited the house, a couple times, I would visualize, being in it, being in the kitchen, cooking, getting ready for my children, just living in it, just being in it. So it was natural. It was natural for me to be there and everything, and to feel the things that I was feeling, and to feel like it was home, and to feel like it was just a regular day, just me doing my thing, my children doing their thing in the house and whatever. And then soon it came to pass, and it was everything like that. It was that awesome. And so I was doing that again today. And then I was reminded while I was doing remember when we did this and we got the house and everything? So just think of it, Mish. We're just down the street. We're just we're just down the street from the house, just a couple. And so basically it says, that's awesomeness. That's awesomeness. I am loving it. I am loving it. But yeah, I was radiating all that good juju energy, and for 5 hours of it, Abraham Hicks has only said you only need 60 seconds of continuous thought of something that you want to experience to get the universe to start creating it for you. And in my world, that would be pixelating it for you, right? If you can visualize the pixels, the picture of it, then you can visualize the actual doing of it, and then it actually it goes from potentia into matter, turns in from substance, from ethereal to substance to matter. So yeah, love it, love it, love it. 5 hours. 5 hours. Can you imagine? I spent 5 hours. And and when I think about it, that's how I was able to get everything I wanted in 2012, because I would marinate for hours in different things. I could literally see something happening. And it's not that I conjured up or put together this visual. It just came to me. It was something that already took place. And all I had to do was just believe in it and live in it. Even though I was just laying there, I could just live in knowing that this has already taken place, and I'm just seeing it before it actually, manifests in real time. So, and today's the 26th of October. It's another big day. After this month has been really, really big. A lot of energy this month. And I know it's been being said, across in different areas, what causes that and stuff. And so I have decided, with the authority of the God self within me, not just the God spark, but the God self that fills up this whole vessel, to claim any and all energy created from those that are loving, pure, innocent, peoples, that their energy is honored and used for good. Any energy that is taken or harvested, or somebody's trying to do ill will and steal from somebody or whatever, that's not what's taking place. All that bullshit is stopped and over with. The actions might still have happened, just because the good hasn't gotten to them to free them just yet. But just knowing that any energy that is going to be taken from somebody else is not going to be put towards evil, is not going to support any evil, it's not going to be wasted in vain. It will be used for the promotion and beautifying of this new reality that everybody wants to be a part of, right? A part of love, light, compassion, empathy, collaboration, diversity, fusion, all of that, growth, all of that good stuff, all of that. So the energy will go to that, any and all energies stolen. And yeah, that's just how I roll. I was inspired to say that. That would be the God self in me, the God spark, the God self in me that's saying, "Oh no, we are done being on the sidelines to that bullshit. No longer, no more." So anyway, that was, I'm just for some reason I'm looking at my little lotus with the evil eye. Oh, I'm missing my little thing that fell out of there. Oh, interesting. Still an evil eye. Still has power for evil eye. Plus, then of course my Phoenix rising with, that is supposed to help with the EMFs, So that was awesome. I loved it. I loved it. And then I was inspired to listen to other people's, and I still stayed within that in that knowing, in that vibration, in that frequency. It was awesome. So far, it's been a kick-ass day. And all I've done is lay in bed and visualize. That's all you need to do. I know for some of you that are in the 3D, it's like, how the fuck, what? It's all good. It's all, just trust. It's all good. Trust the process. I'm not the only one talking about this. I'm not the only one waking up to this. There are so many people out there. So I know that you have had to have come across somebody else talking about waking up, the veil thinning, and what's taking place, across the world stage, and as far as evil getting taken down and all that. I'm not the only one talking about that. Tap into it. It's real deal. Yep. Focus your energy on where you want it. I know I have. I focused it. I'm looking forward to going to bed again tonight so that I can focus more. I have a pretty good queued up list. Although there are times when I just like to go to bed and just have my own thoughts and not have anything talking at me and stuff. But yeah, I loved it. It was an experience. I can say that. It was just so wholesome and so sweet and so nice to know that that this is a premonition for me to be surrounded by family. Because that's different than what I've been living right now. I mean, granted, I have Wolfgang here, but he's doing his own thing. He's 12 years old, but, so, but to be in a house full of people, I look forward to that. I also look forward to, just being one-on-one, not necessarily with like a lover, but maybe a friend or, a single family member or whatever. It doesn't have to be a big production always, but I just love that I know, not I'm wanting, I know, because I've seen it, I've lived it, I've pre-lived it. The stuff that I saw today it was amazing. It was beautiful. And it will be even better when I actually experience it. And I And I know this is because the God, it's more than a God spark, the God body within. So if we have an emotional body, I'm guided to say this, if we have an emotional body, an etherical body, a pain body, which my pain body is, diminishing, it's being replaced, overtaken by my etherical body, which is good because that's a happy, content, satisfied, whole, rejuvenated, youthful, empathetic, passionate, love vibrating, love resonating, love giving body, then yeah, I should be able to also, tap into more than just the God spark, because that's what's pouring out of me. It's more than a spark. It's like all this excess light. Oh, wow. Wow. Kind of want to tear up about that. But I mean, that's some pretty, that's a pretty, wow. That's a pretty big statement to say about yourself, to say that I say about myself, to feel into that. And it's not just a big statement like, wow. It's like a knowing that I just said some freaking truth right there. Because it hits different. There's no resistance in my body. No, there's nothing that popped up like, no, I don't, nothing. It was like, poof, I said it, and like, I just got hit with more like love energy, like, yep, there you go, and here's more for ya, That's kind of why I wanted to tear up, but I'm not tearing up because it's true. It's a true statement. And sometimes we don't cry about the truth, but it's not an overwhelming truth statement. It's just a truth statement. Like, trees grow outside. It's not overwhelming. It's the truth. Trees do grow outside. Right? Oh, I love this. I love this right now. This is a good time. This is a big bunch of epiphanies and stuff. Of course, then, after a while, I had to get up and I took, I went to the restroom and, well, I know it's been a while since I've said it, but as far as going to the restroom after these things, especially after you have epiphanies, that is your body detoxing and getting rid of the programming. That's the way I see it. Right? And ever since I've said that and have adopted that, and I subscribe to that as a truth for me, any way that it can get out your body, through tears, through laughter, through yelling, through just saying the word fuck, because that moves energy too, through bowel movements, or just going potty, or taking a shower, or sweating, breathing, because when we breathe, we also breathe out, carbon dioxide, and little bits of, cells and whatnot, little bits of essence of no longer serving us. It all comes up and out. Yeah. And then speaking it out and releasing it out, and just that. And then also, I'm sitting here on my thing. I'm not vibrating right now. Let me turn it back on. That's just 0. And so it'll be a nice rock. It'll be 15 minutes of that. So yeah, just all that good stuff. All of that. Making its way up and out. Let it up and out. Let it come up and out. That's all I can say. Is when you feel the need, let it come up and out. You never know. You never know what's going to come up and out. Just start doing your thing. This is me showing up to do my thing. Ooh, and look at that. I'm really shaking. So if I sit up, I can control the rockiness, so it's not so annoying for those that watch, but it's not. You shouldn't really even have to like keep an eye on me. Just listen if you're interested. Oh, excuse me. So yeah, this is nice. I like this. If I can cross my legs and sit like that, like I'm sitting kind of like lotus style or whatever, meditative style. Anyway, yeah, I'm looking forward to that day, that weekend, that time, and it's gonna be so much here faster than I anticipate, and whatever. And it's a specific date and time. So I'll share with you again. Also in 2012, when I was pregnant with Wolfie, I had this vision come to me, and it was I was laying on the bed, and Wolfie was down next to my feet, and Conan was at the edge of the bed down next to Wolfie because he had just changed him or was going to change him. And I couldn't really see Wolfie, but I saw his little hands and his little feet because he was laying on his back, up. And then Conan's face was hovering over him, and Conan at that time had a beard and stuff. So this is the visual that came to me. It's not one that I conjured. It was a premonition that came to me, and that would come up periodically during my pregnancy, and I would focus on that because it brought happiness to me and everything. And then I remember after Wolfie was born, and then also once Conan returned home, that played out exactly as it was 3303, now it's 33. Anyway, it played out exactly as I saw it was. So I had a deja vu moment. Like exactly, like his beard and his mannerisms and Wolfie's little hands and his little happy little feet. And at that time, Wolfie had on his little Nike tennis shoes and stuff, which Bailey wore. Bailey was the first one to wear the little Nike tennis shoes and everything. And then Molly was second, and then Wolfie wore them. And so that's all I saw was when I was looking down, watching them interact and stuff. And that brought me joy to realize, like, oh, it's playing out in front of me right now. That was awesome. And so then to have that profound moment. And so I marked it. I marked the premonition, and then second, marked it when it actually happened. So now here we are years later, 12 years later, and I'm done with the marriage and ready to move on. And little bits start singing, well, how did I manifest before? And then these things come up, and then you're reminded of what you've done in the past and how it worked out. So then that was my reminder of this. Remember we did this? Oh yeah. And then I remember I did this with the house, and would go visit the house, and then soon the house was mine, and soon we were moving in, and blah, blah, blah. And, and then also when I put out to the universe, I didn't say it to anybody. I didn't tell anybody other than just speaking it out to the universe that I wanted a van. A van was provided to me. A friend at the time had a van that she was getting rid of, and wanted to know if I wanted it. And I'm like, yeah, sure. How much is it? And so we decided on a price, and it was like $600 or something like that. But by the time I got there to buy it from her, to do the thing from her, she had dropped it down to $1, and instead decided she wasn't gonna sell it for like $600, but just go ahead and sell it to me for $1. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I was like, well, I don't carry cash. So she had to loan me the $1. But we wrote up the paperwork and everything. So I got the van. So I was really happy, and I was really, really thankful. And I was like, oh, universe, thank you. Thank you for the van. But it was an older van, and my driveway in Ketchikan had a rock wall on the driver's side, and it had a chain link fence on the passenger side, and it was an older van that had only opened out on the passenger side and everything. So, but I needed a van for Bailey and Molly. I needed a place for them to each sit, and then also if they had friends in the car, if we were doing stuff, because we were doing the family life, living in a house, you do stuff with your friends and family and stuff. So anyway, that's why I wanted a van, and so that's why I was provided a van. So after I got it and we were doing our thing, I always had to